'Cause what's that you say?
Hey. Huh? Huh? Hey.
Little group of wild ToRuSes. So are either of you a ToRuS?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with, well, the
Is it
ToRuS
the eye
we
ToRuS?
talk about, it's more like
The
that.
eye one?
It's more like the shape of the universe.
It's a donut. It's like a sphere.
Like a black hole?
Ring. That's a torus. It's a geometric shape. So in sacred geometry, it's the flow of
Sacred geometry?
Yeah, you know, it's not like a regular
It's not
geometry.
like a parallelogram?
Not quite. No, this is a sacred.
That's all I remember from geometry. I had a teacher that had a speech impediment, and he would say parallelogram, and we would just laugh every time he said that. You know, so I loved geometry.
Yeah, we really love geometry.
You do?
Yeah,
And
we think that, I mean, we like to
I
think
love
about math and science, constructing the world around us rather than just the school subject. So we think about different shapes, torus, cuboctahedron, the golden spiral.
Oh, the golden spiral. Is there another spiral? Kind of spiral.
It all goes back
And
to.
he's yeah. Geometry.
Yeah, it goes back to the Dionysian architects, and as some say, those knowledge that was imparted by aliens.
Wow. So Vladi, your name is Vladi,
Yes.
and you are Mag.
Yeah, Magneta.
Now, what is Magneta? It reminds me of Magenta.
I like magenta, but Magneta, I obviously stole from X-Men, but I really like what symbolized.
But the only reason why I did it was because today is Bryan Singer's birthday, and he is the man that was the director-producer for X-Men. And when you said X-Men, I had to say that. No, yes. And Superman Returns, too. It's his birthday today.
Wow.
Usual Suspects, though, is like the best. We go over birthdays, and it's his birthday today. And you said
That
X-Men.
makes so much sense now. It's his birthday.
And it's Elvira's birthday also.
Wow.
Yes, Mistress of the Messed Up. Love her. I love her.
Yeah, she rocks.
She's the best. So talk to me about what you guys, how fabulous you are, and these costumes. So are you
We're magicians.
You're magicians?
Scientists are magicians. Alchemists. It's when science was magic.
We are hackers, like the internet into reality and reality into internet. So it's like the as its own function.
So is that anything like that? What is it? Keanu Reeves thing, The Matrix.
Yeah, I definitely. It's kind of that reality shift and different portals into your brain.
Well, yeah, the Matrix is a very simplistic representation of what really does take place, and what we do is just open the door just a little bit. You know, we're not gonna really put you in there, but we open the door, and that's enough.
Well, sometimes part of being like life scientists is to actually break the boundary between subject and object, and we do live performance, so we always try to attack the audience or like bring them onto our level and take a step back and let them perform.
How did you guys meet?
I was going to say that audiences are guinea pigs for scientists, but we met in Brooklyn.
Church.
In a church in Brooklyn.
Like what kind of church?
Just
I think it was a Lutheran. It probably was a Lutheran. We were not worshiping that deity at the time. But
it wasn't at church, but we were at a church doing an art show that really had nothing to do with church. But it did have it to do with it because, it made so much sense now to think about.
It was a spiritual sort of a combination. Yeah. It's like intense energies colliding and then turning into what is known as the yin and yang symbol. Those energies.
We had been lacking spiritual, kind of spiritual satisfaction, and I think gravitating to the church through art was, or through just as a mission.
So what we do now is actually, you can view it as a church, and it's a cult or a church.
WiLd ToRuS is?
Exactly. Yes.
So like I can bow down to you?
Yeah.
I can pray to you?
You can become.
Is this the symbol?
It is. This is the symbol of WiLd ToRuS, and what it represents is Omega.
We change it, but as always, it's yeah.
Right there. This is W, which is also a lowercase omega symbol.
And it's also
Women, and it's also like a butt. So
okay,
or boobs, and this is like a penis, but it's also a mushroom. You see, and it's a T, and it's also a bullhorn, even though it doesn't have anything to do with ToRuS the bull, but we still need to play that out.
So obviously it connects somehow.
It all connects.
Of course.
Yeah, I used to live in Spain, so.
The mushroom has roots, but if you actually look really close, they're tentacles from a squid.
So do you eat mushrooms and then you design this logo?
Yeah.
Pretty much. We design things all the time, but we obviously can't eat mushrooms all the time.
Take drugs all the time, but I feel like I already knew what drugs were even before I did them, so it's just like a natural state of mind.
Where are you from?
Me, I'm from outside DC in Virginia.
Yeah, so because if you do enough, psychedelics, your brain actually is able to release DMT and take you into sleep. It's all about crossing over into the spirit realm.
And again, where are you from?
I'm from Moscow. I was born there, but via American South, Mid-Atlantic, Syracuse, everywhere, but so we've always been here in one way or another in New York.
Yeah, well, New York is the melting pot.
Yeah.
Of course. So when is your next performance? And when you do your performance, what is it exactly that happens?
Actually kind of a marathon. It's 3 days, and the first day is at a space in Clinton.
Morning.
Oh yeah, it's definitely changing. And
So that building for old women. Do you know which building I mean? I've never seen that until today.
It's right by Pratt, right?
It's so cool. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
I almost went up. It had a circular driveway and everything. I was like, it's gorgeous. I don't, is it really still for that?
well, we started. I don't know. Yeah. So the hurricane happened, and then WiLd ToRuS happened.
Our
locked
first
in.
performance was the day after the hurricane. The day the lights came back on in Manhattan.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Such a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
Sandy.
She was.
Yeah,
Still, yeah, exactly. Sandy really knocked us out.
yeah, I mean, we think about it a lot still, and like every kind of major natural disaster or like any, we're just looking for disasters, and so like this upcoming show is about just like war and the first space adventure. So
Where's your next performance?
So the first part of Triple Thrust is going to be at Jack, and Clinton Hill is 504 Waverly at Fulton. So it's right there off the Clinton Washington G. You can go there. It's a beautiful little theater place. And then it goes on part 2 and 3 in Ridgewood off of Myrtle Wyckoff, temporary agency, 855 Wyckoff. It's a gallery that will be installing and performing for 2 days. We'll be making war candy, which is canned sugar in the shape of guns and tanks, and you'll be able to be suspended.
yeah, you'll be able to dip into like syrup, candy syrup, and just happening in the middle of Ridgewood. So.
Now, are you sleeping for these 3 days, or?
No, we don't do that. I mean, there's no need for sleep.
And the dates are.
Dates are September 19th, September 20th, September 21st.
So is that like when fall starts? Like you fall into fall?
Yeah, this is kind of like get back to school season, get back to church, get back to your cult. You know, it's like kind of system here.
And today happens to be National Apple Dumpling Day. So you were talking about dumping. It's dumpling. It's got a similar ring. And I'd love to share some apple dumpling with you guys. But I would like you to share a skeleton from your closet. So I think you might have one. A little naughty. I know you have. So it could have been when you were a kid in Virginia.
Virginia? No. I think that I have a lot of fun now, and you know, recently we trashed an Airbnb place.
Oh no!
Just like
We ate a lot of mushrooms and dirtied up all the sheets.
yeah, they were not happy.
Oh, well here, have some apple dumpling for that. And we know somebody that has one of those, so it's not very nice, but...
No, we actually did all the laundry, so we were like really nice, but they thought there was like a giant party in there. And we told them it was just us, and it was WiLd ToRuS, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, you guys are wild. Exactly.
This is the ToRuS, see?
Ah, look at you.
This is a ToRuS balloon, and you can expect to get one if you come to the show,
Wow.
and among other things.
And what's the website that you want people to follow you at?
It's just simply wildtour.us. So, like,
So it's just WiLd ToRuS with
Oh,
a
I
dot.
like that,
Yeah.
because it's like...
WildToRuS.com, but WiLdTour.us is.
yeah.
That sounds great. So do you have any last shout-outs? Would you like to try?
Last shout out.
We're also in this little Hausfrau magazine.
Oh, yeah.
We're featured as artists making
Good for you.
wild faces.
Let it
Let
it rock.
Show that.
Bushwick is
That's
where
Kevin
we are
Smith.
based, but
That's
we
not.
like to go everywhere outside. So if you need wild tours
Yeah,
in your
so you
life,
can take that up. We're also
So do you have a big congregation? Growing all
it's
the time?
growing all the time. It changes. The people change a lot. We kind of just try to manipulate people and see what happens. So.
In a perfect world, what do you envision WiLd ToRuS like, you know, how will they change the world?
WiLd ToRuS will be your cultural guidepost. TV and the internet and everything. But we are really here for the, not here for everybody here, I'm sorry, but we're here for like the kids, that's where the kids that have nothing but internet in their life, the kids that are like on the iPads when they're 2 years old, right? So when they grow up, like this is the only way they experience the world, and this is the way that we are their guides, their spiritual leaders.
Also, any age, because the live performance it'll interrupt your day-to-day, and anybody can relate to that.
Well, thank you so much. Would you guys like to push a button?
Rew and Who.